So here we have an example of playing just a little bit too slow. You can see as Anna's receiving this throw-in, she takes a good first touch, opens up her hips. We need that release when she's turned. Instead, she takes another touch. I don't think that this would happen when we're playing against the boys. This has been my complaint when we're playing against the girls, is I feel that we have the mentality that we have the time to take an extra touch that's really not necessary. So if you watch, here she receives, good scanning, turns, now she could play, but that extra touch there, that's what costs her. So there's a few examples of that throughout this game. We'll have another example a little later on. But these are the things that if we can kind of get right playing in these games as well as against the boys, we'll look a lot better on the field. So here's another example of our speed of play. So we have Licky receiving the ball out here, and then my issue is the lack of support that she receives and the speed in which we try to go and support for those that are against the boys. Anytime that any one of our girls had the ball, immediately players are there to support her, okay? Giving back passes, giving through ball options, giving short passes, long passes, everybody working hard to support the player on the ball. And if we just rewind this just a few seconds, you can see immediately on receiving the ball how isolated Licky looks, okay? 3-4 players around her. She does well to get away, but you can just see the slowness of the 3 or 4 Jupiter girls to move towards her and offer that pass, to move away from a key player to offer a supporting passing option. So again, it's just another habit that we get into when we kind of step off the gas a little bit against the girls as compared to the boys, where in that situation we're right on top of it, really working to help the girl on the ball. So here we're going to have the build up to our goal in the game, okay? Here's a much better example of playing quickly, playing decisively, okay? So it starts from their free kick. Shelby works hard to win the ball back up here, okay? And then on winning it, quick pass, okay? Quick passes. I just want to highlight this point right here, okay? Anna's switch out to Avery. Now, my instruction for Anna when she came onto the field was keep on multiple times in this half from left back playing out to right wing. I really want to highlight Avery's starting position here. So as you look at Anna receiving the ball here, you can see that Avery is taking up a position just in between the two defenders here. Okay, so a little shorter towards the ball. Highlights a good starting position. Okay, so split. I always call this splitting the defenders. All right, making it hard for them to decide whose job it is to watch Avery. Okay, if she just stays wide out here, then the left back knows that she's got her covered and she's got an easy job. It also makes it a little easier for any switches to actually reach the intended target. So we tried a lot of these during the game. Now I'll compare it straight after this to a failed attempt of the switch. If you look at Avery's starting position, a little closer to the ball, splitting those two defenders, and the ball reaches her, no problem. And then from there, the build-up leads to the goal. My issue later on, as you'll see, is we have Avery pulling away from the ball all the time and kind of just staying with their left back. And a lot of the time, the ball just doesn't reach its target. But we'll watch this towards the end just to see how the goal comes in. So Anna plays nice, quick two-touch. All right, here we go. Quick pass here. And then Shelby, no mistake, two-touch finish, okay? Perfect example of playing quickly there, okay? Everything 1-2 touch. I think Avery takes 3 touches in the pass to Shelby, but she has time to do so, so it's all good, okay? You compare that to playing this game, and we're not playing 1 and 2 touch. And if we are playing 1 touch, it's like a rush pass. It's a hopeful kick down the field or straight at a Key Biscayne girl. This was a great example of just playing quick 1-2 touch, almost everything straight to feet, okay? It's what we were lacking in all the other parts of this game. And the one time that we did it, we score a goal from it. So we got to just realize that this is the way we want to play girls. If we compare it to just not even a minute later, starting position, We're going to get Anna picking up the ball again, and we'll freeze it here. And now we look at the position of Avery, okay? Much wider, in line with their left back, okay? If we compare it to earlier when she set it right in between those two defenders, you see the distance between Anna and Avery now is quite substantial. And what ends up happening is it's quite easy to be picked up, okay? So there are multiple examples of this. I'm just kind of highlighting those two because they happen so close to each other. I think this is another case of on the bigger field, which is what we have, all right? This is the proper size for a 9v9 field. All the other ones, the Royal Palm ones, the Hope Sound ones, those are tiny, those are miniature, okay? This is an actual regulation size 9v9 field. So we have to get used to playing on this size field because next season it's going to be even bigger. Just because we have that extra distance between to work with doesn't mean that we have to take up the widest possible position. We have to play realistic distances, okay? The extra size on the field, I would like to utilize that lengthwise, okay? So we can play a little heavier on our through ball without worrying that it's going to go straight into the goalkeeper's hands. Those are the only things that we should use the extra space for. When we get on a bigger field, we suddenly don't have like a 50% extra power in our switches, okay? We can only switch it as far as we can switch it. So where Anna just about reaches Avery in the build-up to the goal, here, that's a huge distance. And even if it is going to reach the target, the left back, as you saw, has got loads of time to kind of take up a position to intercept it. So when we do have that ball with our left back or with our right back, I'm looking for my right winger and left winger to pinch in a little bit, take up a position in between their fullback and their centre back, splitting them, and then you'll get a much better opportunity of receiving that ball at feet as opposed to where you saw Avery there almost kind of set up in a position where she's looking to get the ball through. It's just not going to happen. We don't have that ability to play that distance pass just yet. We will do. It's going to take another season or two to really start being able to spread the field as much as we want to. But for now, let's play to what we can actually do, which is kind of more mid-range passes. And you can kind of see when it comes off, it's absolutely fantastic. So here we have an example of way too many players getting sucked in towards the ball. So here's our first example, okay? 2 players going to the ball, 1 left free. Now she's running. Now Sydney's drawn into the ball, leaving her player back. So wins it back brilliantly. And now we've got like 3, 4 bodies all scrambling around that ball, trying to win it back, okay? Kind of all over the place with it. Again, 3 players going to the ball. If we rewind that and just break it down to every single point, okay, it's just a mishmash of like everybody going all over the place, okay? Again, against, I don't think this happens, okay? Against the boys, I think people are a lot stricter in holding their positioning. I think we hold our shape a lot better. Here, straight from the off, okay? We've got Kazakh pressuring the ball, no problem with that, okay? At this point here, we've got Avery pressuring the ball. Fine, let's do that, okay? Licky in the center circle here does not need to be going towards the ball. She should be dropping off so that no passes can go straight through to any of the forwards, or you can kind of see the big gap that's opening up between Sydney and Hope at the defensive line there. So I don't need Licky going towards this ball. So this is the first mistake. Goes without saying here, we really don't need to be having 2 players on that ball. Now you can see the danger that girl's getting in behind, and that's going to lead to a domino effect now. So now Sydney's in a horrible position, okay? She either goes towards the ball or but that will leave her left winger free to run. She stays with the left winger, which is going to allow this girl to carry the ball. I think she makes the wrong decision. I don't think she should be going towards the ball here because the danger player is the one running in behind. If you look to the center circle, we've got 3 girls covering 1. So I think easily Gabby or Hope can take control of this situation and say, right, I'll go and pressure the ball while the other one can kind of cover the right winger there, or even Anna at right back can come across and cover that goal. Instead, Sydney's forced to go towards the ball. And now we're getting that player in free. Now, Gabby does eventually get towards that ball. She's pressuring it. Sydney doesn't recognize it. Maybe there's no communication there between the two. We can't tell. But, this leads to this through ball now, which is going to kind of really mess us up. And luckily, Hope saves us here. But if Hope doesn't make that tackle, it could very easily have been a goal there. And now we still have this kind of mishmash of players just all over the place. So we've lost the ball there. No support for Gabby on the ball. Okay, we didn't transition very quickly on winning the ball. Nobody's showing for it. And again, look, 3 players going towards the ball. Okay, just somebody take control. Whose ball is that? Let's get it sorted. Okay, we just completely lost our shape. This 30-second spell. And it's just something I didn't see us doing against Royal Palm or Hope Sound or Boynton. None of those boys' teams, okay? We were so strict with our positioning, and it just makes such a huge difference because you're not burning out energy chasing a ball, playing monkey in the middle all over the field. It's just one person's job to go and pressure the ball. 3 people going towards it is detrimental to our performance because now we're dragging people out of play. Now we're leaving players open off the ball. We can get away with it against a team like Key Biscayne that, I think we were better ability-wise, but on the day, I don't think we beat them tactically. But then you're playing against your Sunrisers, your Cape Corals, your West Florida Flames when we go over there. They're going to punish us for this kind of poor shape, poor pressuring, lack of communication. So we've got to get it right now, otherwise we're going to get punished much further down the line. So here we have another example of just playing slow. Another thing that I just don't think would have happened in a game against. It's from a goal kick. We're playing out to right back. Gabby receives 1, 2, 3 touches right on the edge of our penalty area. It's not happening in another game. It doesn't happen against the boys. You watch it again in a different game. Boom. She's got that now. She's probably looking to receive and maybe bounce it back, receive and play the other centre mid in the middle, receive and turn and play to the left back. 2 1 touch, whatever. But there's no way that's happening there, that we're dribbling and trying to do a turn on the edge of the penalty area against a boys team. If we wouldn't do it against the boys, let's not do it here, okay? We're not giving the girls teams that we're playing the same respect, okay, that we do the boys, and it is costing us. Performance is just dipping so much, and I think everybody can see it. You guys can see it. The parents can see it. We need to bring the same level of intensity, the same level of respect for our opponent as we do versus the boys, okay? There's another example of taking an extra touch, okay? We go back a few seconds here. On Kaza receiving this ball, it's 3 touches instead of control pass. That should have been passed there, okay? Through to Shelby, she's in, okay? But another touch towards pressure, it just stops the attack in its tracks. Another example of a player receiving and taking too many touches. So Anna, she does this a lot. I'm absolutely fine with it. I like it actually, okay? Draws the player in, then cuts inside, because most times people think a left back and a right back, they're just going to go up the predictable. Anna, on the other hand, cuts inside, brilliant, attacking the other side of the field. And I don't mind that we're this close to the goal. At this point here, she's beaten one, brilliant. Release it, okay? Right back's wide open. It's the smartest pass on the field, okay? Play that there. She's got acres of space to make a decision. Instead, maybe a lack of respect for the opponent again, or maybe just feeling like we won't make these mistakes, or if we do make these mistakes, somebody will cover for us. She tries to take on one more, and we lose the ball. Again, does this happen against the boys? I don't think so.